Okay, imagine this. A world where your only worth is, well, how useful you are right now. Where wisdom, experience, love, it's all just tossed aside if you're seen as unproductive. We're diving into an ancient story today that just smashes that whole idea. Welcome to our deep dive. Today, it's the path of broken branches. And honestly, this isn't just a story. It feels deeper, like something cast down, A real lesson. Our goal isn't just to tell it, but to really feel it with you. To unpack the emotions, which are pretty intense, and find those bits of wisdom hidden inside. It's definitely a story that makes you stop and think about value. What does it even mean?
Exactly. And it works like a mirror, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Holding up these societal values and asking us, okay, what do we think is important? It's fascinating how it built. It sort of forces you to face these really uncomfortable truths before you get to the beautiful part at the end.
So let's set the scene. Long ago, somewhere far away, there's this ruler. And he's completely fixated on one thing. Strength and usefulness are everything, period. Efficiency above all else, you could say. And this belief, it leads him to make this incredibly cruel law. It hits the villages, the story says, like a thunderclap. The law was basically anyone elderly, anyone who can't physically contribute anymore, they have to be taken to the mountains and left there to die, just
Yeah.
left, because they're seen as a burden. Can you even imagine the fear? No one dared to protest.
It's chilling. It speaks to a society that's lost its perspective,
Yeah.
valuing only the immediate, the tangible. And historically, societies that discard their elders often lose more than they realize their memory, their wisdom, their humanity, really. This law just lays bare how fragile compassion can be when faced with that kind of cold, hard productivity mindset.
And living under this dark cloud is a young man. He lives with his mother, who's frail, getting older. Her hair is the color of snow, the story tells us. And she can't walk anymore. His heart just rebels against this law. Of course it does. But he's terrified. The punishment for disobeying, it looms large. You can almost feel his anguish, right?
Mm.
Torn between love and this awful state-sanctioned fear.
And when he finally has to tell her, his voice breaking, her reaction is just, it stops you in your tracks. She smiles, this quiet grace about her, and says, "My son, don't resist. Take me and live. That is all I ask." I mean, what kind of strength is that? It's not physical, obviously. It's this immense strength of spirit, of unconditional love,
Hmm.
facing death, and her only thought is for him.
Yeah.
It completely flips the script on who's useful,
Yeah.
right from that moment.
So with a heart like lead, he lifts her onto his back and starts that terrible journey up the mountain, step by step, climbing through this cold forest, all silence and shadows. And he's weeping quietly, not just for her, but for the sheer cruelty of a world that had no place for love. You can practically feel his heartbreak with every single step. But then something strange happens. As they're climbing, he notices his mother, weak as she is, keeps reaching out, breaking off little twigs, small branches from the trees, and letting them fall behind them like breadcrumbs, the story says. He's confused. What is she doing? Is she delirious? Is it just something random? So he asks her gently, "Mother, what are you doing?" And she looks at him with that same soft smile and whispers, "I'm marking the path for you, my child, so you can find your way home." Okay, let's just sit with that for a second. That's the absolute gut punch, isn't it? Facing abandonment, facing death, her only concern is his safe return, his path back. It's overwhelming.
It absolutely is. And right there, that's the moment the ruler's whole definition of usefulness just crumbles. It's completely undone. Because here she is, labeled a burden, demonstrating this profound invisible value. It's not about work. It's about love, foresight, protection.
Yeah.
For the son, it's like a switch flips. The story says something inside him broke. But it's like breaking open to a deeper truth. She's being abandoned, yet she's still guiding him, still protecting him.
And he just can't do it. He can't leave her after that. Impossible. Imagine the courage that took to defy everything. He turns around, carries her all the way back down, and then secretly, carefully, he builds this hidden room, this little space beneath his floorboards. And he cares for her there, brings her food, keeps her safe, an act of pure defiance, pure love against this brutal system. So, time passes, things settle into the secret routine, but then trouble comes again. But this time, it's different. A powerful neighboring lord sends a threat. A really tough riddle, solve it, or his army attacks. War, famine, total ruin for the land. Everyone is terrified. The ruler, desperate, offers this huge reward. Anyone who can solve the riddle saves the kingdom.
And the irony is just staggering, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The society that literally threw away its elders, its source of wisdom,
Yeah.
now is completely desperate for that exact thing to survive. The ruler's begging for the very wisdom he outlawed. It shows just how short-sighted that kind of thinking is. You need more than just strength to survive. You need insight.
The young man hears about this, about the riddle, and he remembers his mother, her wisdom, that quiet strength. He rushes home, tells her everything, and she listens calm as ever. And then, with that same knowing smile, she just gives him the answer. Quietly, he runs back to the ruler, delivers the solution, and it was perfect. The threat is gone. The enemy lord withdraws. The kingdom is saved.
Wow.
It's this incredible moment of vindication, isn't it? Her value hidden away saves everyone. So the ruler is overjoyed, relieved, calls the young man, says, "Ask for anything, land, gold, whatever you want. You saved us." But the young man bows low, and he says, "There is only one thing I want. Please abolish the law that condemns the elderly.
Oh, wow.
The wisdom that saved us all, it came from my mother, the one I was supposed to leave on the mountain, the one I've kept hidden beneath my floor." Can you imagine the silence in that court? The sheer guts it took to say that.
Absolutely stunning courage. And the ruler, he just sits there, silent, thinking. He has to be confronting the utter cruelty, the foolishness of his own law that's undeniable now. And then he stands up and declares, "Let the law be undone. From this day forward, our elders will be honored, not cast aside." And that's the power of it. One person's act of love, of quiet defiance, didn't just save his mother, it reformed the entire society, changed everything.
So what does this story, The Path of Broken Branches, really say to us today? It's not just about some old law in a faraway land. It's about the value we forget sometimes, isn't it? The hands that held us, the voices that taught us, the wisdom that maybe quietly built the foundations we stand on. That's our elders.
Exactly. And if we connect that to the bigger picture, abandoning them is like forgetting how we got here, cutting off our own roots. Honoring them is like walking that path of broken branches, recognizing those small acts of love and guidance laid down for us. They help us find our way home. It really drives home how our past, present, and future are all connected.
Yeah.
Every stage of life has value.
So this deep dive, it really reminds us that true strength, it isn't just about what you can do physically right now. It's often quieter, it's in love, it's in wisdom that lasts, it's in those selfless acts that guide us, even when we're lost.
And it leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? Everything we are, everything we have, it rests on the sacrifices and the wisdom of those who came before. So the question becomes, what broken branches are being laid down for you right now? What quiet guidance is there for your path? And maybe just as important, what path, what branches are you laying down for those who will follow you?
Yeah, something to think about as you go about your day. What wisdom might you be overlooking, and what path are you truly walking?